We are moving from an era in which labor was super abundant, where one could find a warm beating heart to do a task in cheaper and cheaper places throughout the world. That was really driven by three factors. First, the baby boomers moving into the workforce en masse in the 70s. The growth of women in the workforce went from 30% on average to over 70% in advanced economies today. And then finally, the integration of particularly China, but also India into the global economy, creating a wealth of productive workers at lower cost. This created the 5,000-kilometer supply chains that we saw grow over the last decades, where companies were able to pick and choose to find the cheapest sources, the most productive sources to put together a business around the world. In the very countries that were the most productive in terms of labor, China is a great example, workforces are not just growing more slowly, but they're actually shrinking. In fact, in Europe, we will see a labor growth rate of negative 0.5% over the next couple of decades. And that will be particularly acute in the more productive economies like Germany. So this era where you could always find the labor you needed is ending. And we see that in the paper that companies are saying we cannot find the workers that we need in X, Y, and Z industries. The problem is particularly acute at the high talent level. This has been a challenge for many businesses, finding the management teams they need, finding the technical talent they need. That's been a challenge already over the last decade. It's only going to get more acute in the next decade. And so in this early period in the transformation, that challenge of finding labor will be one that assets can help to solve, again, through investments in automation, training. There are ways in which private investments can support that challenge.